Kolkata. Obviously a forced change, a very diplomatic statement from Dinesh Karthik when he was asked as to why that change was. I think we all know the reason for it, but let's not harp too much on why Sunil Narayan's not playing. Instead, talk about who's coming. Tom Banton. So much awaiting or so much of anticipation for Tom Banton, and now it's a perfect ground for him to come in.
No, absolutely. If you had to ask for a ground as a batsman to come in, you can't ask for a better ground to come in. I think what KKR is going to do with Sunil Narayan now is what we call putting him in cotton wool. That means they'll pull him out when there's really a situation which they can't face. If they still think they're going to go into the playoffs without him bowling too much, they'll just allow it to go through like that. Because I think they just don't want to take the risk, because he's so important in the business end of the tournament that if they can see that they keep winning without him, they'll try and keep the umpires away from him for a while. And they'll try and not just keep the umpires away, allow the umpires to forget about it for a while and say, okay, it's done, it's okay. And maybe 10 days later, 12 days later, 15 days later, God knows what will happen. But I think that's going to be the strategy moving forward.
Joy,
I'm a little perplexed by one thing, Gautam. I'm a little perplexed by one thing. Most times, they tell you which ball is the problem ball. This time, I think KKR are a little unhappy because nothing has been specified. So they've not said which ball. We're all assuming that it is the off break that he was bowling in the end overs, 18 to 20 at a slightly higher speed. And so if you measure the speeds, the moment they go past 100, people start looking at that off break very carefully. But they haven't specified which ball it is. Now, if they had said it is the fast off break that we are worried about, then Sunil Narayan can play this game and say, I won't bowl that ball, but I'll bowl every other ball. But they've not specified yet, nothing that I have seen, unless I've missed something, that says which ball you cannot bowl. So I think they're just saying, okay, for a while, let's go away. I thought they'll replace him with Chris Green. So it's interesting that they've gone with the extra batsman.
But Harsha, we talked about that. Sorry, Joy, we talked about that yesterday, and the irony of the fact that if they had replaced him with Chris Green, it would be one reported player replaced by another.
Correct.
No, but I just want to add one more thing. Harsha, the last time that they did report him in 2014 during the Champions Trophy, they did that. So we went to the match referee, he pulled out this thing, the umpire was there and said, these were the balls. So we went back, we had a look at the video. Okay, we had a solid look at the video saying, okay, these were the balls. And it was that off break which he bowled slightly faster. He didn't bowl a single off break in the next match. I promised you that, because Sunil Narayan is very smart about these things. And he was told, don't take any chances. They called him on completely different deliveries again. So when we went back to them and they called, and we said that, you know what, you've called for something that you've not called, the balls you've called for the first time are completely different from the balls you've called up the second time. So either he's been bowling completely like this, or you're just finding some ball to call him on. And that, I think, is a bit of a problem. I think KKR is right to feel sensitive about it, because look, if you're calling him for a specific ball, I can tell you one thing, Sunil Narayan is the sharpest bowler. He's very smart. He will not bowl that ball again. And that's a fact of the matter. Or he's the sharpest bowler. He'll bowl that next ball. He'll bowl it in the finals. He won't bowl it before.